How's it going, y'all? In today's video, we're going to be going over the 60th Warframe to join the 10 ranks, which will be Temple or Flare, depending on which version of the character you're talking about. And there will be a little bit of information near the end about the Technocyte Liches, which were introduced in the Coda update this week. But it won't be super in-depth on that, and I will get more into that in a later video. Temple is the second frame we've gotten so far in Warframe to be kind of centered around music. This particular frame is more around like heavy metal and rock, which is you can see in their emotes, in their design for their drip, and it's just a really cool little piece that makes this character something that I really wanted to pursue when it came to build crafting. I think I spent about 3 to 4 hours yesterday just in the lab with some of my buddies in our Discord server, just kind of talking about, what we wanted to mod them for, what we wanted to focus on when it came to their abilities, ability strength, duration, all that different stuff, seeing how each of those different stats affect the actual abilities of Temple. And I can safely say this was a ton of fun and has been one of the coolest things about Warframe so far for me. Has been the testing aspect. Now, this is by no means the finished product. This is only a build that I created after a day of testing, so take everything with a grain of salt. But when it came to creating the temple that I enjoyed to play and the loop that I enjoyed, I modded for strength because strength buffs your 1, 2, 3, and 4 to at least a certain degree. Now, it doesn't buff everything, of course, because some of the effects are based on duration, so you can mod for plus or minus on duration depending on what you want to actually focus on. But I was able to create a build that didn't totally tank my duration, but still kept my strength up, which allowed me to create a gameplay loop of using my 1 and my 2 to charge up my 4, which is Lizzie. And then Lizzie I modified for viral because it already gives heat. So now I don't have to immediately proc viral whenever I activate my 4, and I can have a little bit more freedom with putting on corrosive or magnetic depending on what enemy I'm fighting. Now, when it comes to building for weapons and pairing that with Temple's abilities as a whole, your secondary and melee don't really matter nearly as much. But for me, the Reckon fix that came with Sight in 1999 update is by far my favorite because when you activate the speed reload, it fills the magazine with heat, and then you can mod it for viral and magnetic to also increase the damage that you do. And another way to buff this and the whole build as a whole when it comes to using primary weapons is by having a companion like the Mecha Hound or the Panzer Vulpaphyla or any companion that primes for viral to also increase additional viral stats that will in turn increase your heat procs and kind of continue in that loop. Now, I won't go into too much detail when it comes to the new Technocyte Liches, but I can safely say they are a ton of fun and a great new addition to the endgame content of 1999. As far as difficulty is concerned, they're probably one of the easier ones to start. Now, as long as you're not me and have probably the worst RNG in the entire world, you should be able to complete 1 to 2 liches with relative ease in pretty quick succession. It's also important to note that as far as this first wave of Technocyte Coda weapons that you receive as a reward for vanquishing your lich, they are not available until MR17. So get to grinding MR. And that brings us to the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you guys have any additions to the Warframe you'd like to add, or any comments about the new frame or the update as a whole, feel free to leave any comments, questions, or concerns in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching and have a great day.